My name is Amelia. I'm an ordinary working mom raising an elementary school student and a preschooler. My husband Oliver and I started dating through a friend. We have been married for almost 9 years now. My husband's a software engineer, and he is often called out on short notice or has to stay overnight at work. Often, he doesn't come home for a few days. I also work full-time and am busy with work, housework, and childcare. I didn't notice any changes in my husband because I was so busy that I felt like I was on my last legs every day. But my husband was gradually packing his things and taking them out little by little. And when my husband went to work at the office as usual, saying he had to stay overnight and work, I believed it was business as usual. I had no idea that he was running away from home. It was only after 3 days had passed that I noticed something strange. I was worried about my husband who had not contacted me and showed no sign of coming home. I finally realized that something was wrong and I tried to contact him, but he didn't even read my messages. Oliver, I haven't heard from you at all. You haven't collapsed, have you? I'm worried about you, so please call me. When will you be back? It's our son's birthday, this Sunday, and I wanted to talk to you about his birthday present. I wanted to talk to you, but you're still busy with work? Just text me back, please.
Sorry I haven't been in touch for so long.
Oliver, I was worried something had happened to you.
I've been a little busy.
Is it really that big of a deal?
I'm not working. I'm moving.
Moving? What do you mean?
Actually, I've been taking some of my stuff out of storage for a while now, and since today was the move, I just moved it all out to my new place, and I'm finally catching my breath.
What are you talking about? Moving new house?
You wouldn't know anything about it. It's something I've been doing in secret.
What do you mean, secretly?
Actually, I quit my job too.
What? I didn't hear anything. Then why did you leave home saying it was work?
I'm not coming back.
What do you mean you're not coming back? I really don't understand.
I've been thinking for a long time if I should just leave, and then I finally got an answer. I'm going to try to live on my own for a while, to get a fresh look at myself, so I can't go home.
Wait, what about the kids?
I wasn't much of a parent to begin with. You'll be fine, right?
What do you mean, you'll be fine? When is his father coming home? I mean, our kids are always looking for you. The younger one is going to buy her birthday present with you. They're looking forward to it.
You should celebrate with them without me. I don't even know what I'm supposed to get her for her birthday.
How can you be so irresponsible?
I'm a man before I'm a father. Can't you at least give me some time to rethink my life?
Then at least talk to me about it in advance, or tell me about it. There are so many ways you could have done it.
If I told you, you'd say no.
Is that why you're sneaking around behind my back like this? And you're just going to leave? What are we going to do now?
You work, and your salary is the same as mine. You can do just fine on your own, right?
That's not the point.
Anyway, I need to look at myself. I didn't mean to say anything. I didn't even want to call you like this. I was just going to disappear. But I've got a guilty conscience.
What do you mean? And why are you laughing?
I've told you how I feel. This is really the end.
Wait, I'm not done talking to you. You haven't resolved anything with the kids, with the house, with me. You haven't even talked about it.
The house belongs to my dad anyway, and you're living rent-free. I'll make sure you and the kids can live there as is. As for the future of you and I have divorce papers under my pillow in my bedroom. You can sign it and take it out. I'll ask my dad to let you guys live there after the divorce. It's the least I can do.
Wait a minute. What about the kids?
I'll leave it to you. Well then, I have to unpack now. I've got to figure out what's going on around the new house, and I've got to find a job. I'm going to make this my last one. I hope you guys stay happy and healthy.
Oliver, are you kidding? Are you serious? Let's at least talk about it. Hey, Oliver? From then, all text to Oliver went unread. I found the divorce papers on my pillow in my bedroom, signed by him. All I could do was cry. I tried and tried to get in touch with Oliver. After a month of not being able to get in touch with him, I was exhausted. I signed the divorce papers and submitted them to the city office. I divorced Oliver and became a single mother. If you ask me if my life has changed a lot, I would say not at all. I'd been taking care of the house and the children for the most part. I did most of the housework and the kids, so there were no major changes in my life. However, there was still a hole in my heart with big doubts. It was not until 3 years after Oliver's disappearance that the situation began to change. I heard that my colleague and friend Harper, who worked at the same company, was leaving the company. It was right after the farewell party for my friend and colleague Harper, who was leaving the same company. Thank you for today. You went out of your way to give me a ride home. I drive to work, so it's no problem at all. You don't drink much, do you? I can't drink because I'm not very good with alcohol, but I still like to go drinking. You know, the food served at pubs is delicious, so even if I don't drink, it's still fun. Are your parents taking care of the children today? Yes, they are. They live a little far from here, but since it's a long weekend and my youngest is in elementary school, they took the train together. It was a great adventure for them, but I think my parents picked him up on the way. I love it. You have supportive parents. My parents are a plane ride away, so I don't get there that often. It's hard to think about raising a child without my parents. Raising a child? Oh, I see. I didn't tell you why I'm leaving, did I? Actually, I'm pregnant. Oh, really? Really? Congratulations! Yeah, Oliver and I. That's the husband you married 2 years ago, right? You don't know who I'm talking about? I mean, it is true that Oliver is not an uncommon name in our company, but really? What do you mean? You can't recognize your ex-husband's name? I thought you would have at least reacted a little more. My ex-husband? Well, it's the same name, but... Well, it's more than that. It's the same person. What? What are you saying? It's a hassle to change your last name for work. I didn't change my last name when I got married. I just kept my job. I'm the last name that Amelia was on until 3 years ago. Wait a minute. I'm having trouble understanding. What do you mean? Oh my god, Amelia. You're so good at your job, but you're so slow at this kind of thing. I'll give you a straight answer. Oliver left you 3 years ago and came to me. He and I have been together for about 5 years. 3 years ago, my apartment was up for renewal. We decided to move to another place and live together, so he left you and moved in with me. What? Does that mean he was cheating? Correct. We remarried a year later, and we now had a child together. No way! So that apartment where I dropped you off? That's where Oliver moved to. You were in the same county? Within driving distance? The whole time? We've been living alone since I remarried 2 years ago. Recently, we found out I was pregnant, so I decided to quit my job and join the family. Actually, Oliver's new job pays well. I found out that we can make a good living with only one income. Right now, the rent for the apartment is costing me a lot of money. I'm planning to move to a rent-free house in a little while. A house without rent? Here's where you come in. Give me the house that you live in. What? The house I live in. The house that Oliver's father owns. You know, I came over once, right? I met Oliver, who happened to be off work. We exchanged contact information, and we've been friends ever since. It's been that long? When I visited you, I thought, I want this house. I thought, wow. It was exactly my dream house. It has a large, artificial grass yard, a large vaulted living room with high ceilings, plus it has the perfect amount of rooms. The interior is stylish, and the house has a well-thought-out flow line to do housework. It's just perfect. Oliver's father is a first-class architect and built this house for his wife. Oliver's father and mother lived in the house for a few years and then started living abroad. They started living abroad, didn't they? Your in-laws never interfered because of the distance, but they left us the best house in the world. I'd like to take that house. I don't think it'll be that easy for both of us. I have the son of the owner of that house, you know, and I'm pregnant. Wouldn't it be better to live in one house to raise my child? Instead of thinking too much about the future, you need to settle the past first. What? The past? When Oliver left the house, I was so depressed. You pretended to be nice to me. You pretended and gave me advice, right? Pushing me to get a divorce and all that stuff? Was it all because Oliver and you wanted to remarry? Did you know all that and play the role of my friend? I was trying to hold back my laughter every day. Do you know how hard it is to know everything and not be able to tell you? Let's not talk about the past. Let's talk about the future. We're moving to your house next month. You better get the hell out of there. What? Wait a minute! Harper! The house belongs to his father. After all, it's his, so Amelia has no right to live there. That's what I'm saying, so get ready to move out. Wait a minute! Harper, listen to me properly! My countless texts to Harper were never read. I couldn't move for a while after that shocking revelation. I couldn't think straight for a while, but as I sorted things out, there were many things that made sense to me. The mystery of the hole in my heart and the big question that had remained unanswered was solved. A month went by without me seeing or talking to Harper after she left the company. Then, Harper contacted me again. Amelia, I told you to move out as soon as possible. You hadn't moved out yet. I'm in front of the house now, but you still live there. In front of the house? I'm back with your husband, so get the hell out of that house. I got rid of your stuff, too.
I got rid of your stuff. You're lucky you got to live there for 3 years after the divorce.
I moved out a long time ago, though, didn't I?
What? You moved out?
I mean, what did you get rid of?
The stuff outside of the house. Plants and stuff.
They're not mine.
What do you mean you moved out?
I've been divorced from him for 3 years. How could I continue to live in that house that belonged to his father? I moved out a while after the divorce. It took me about a year, though, because I was so busy.
I never heard about that.
It's not the kind of thing you tell your coworkers. I submitted the change of address to the General Affairs Department, so there's no problem. See, it's not like we exchanged New Year's cards or anything. We mostly communicated online. I just haven't had the chance to mention the move.
Then who the hell is living in this house now?
Your parents are back home.
What? Parents?
Oliver's father and mother came back from abroad. They live in Japan now. They returned when we moved away.
Wait, Oliver doesn't know anything about that.
Well, that's because he's cut off from them.
Cut off?
Oliver's mother and father, they love their grandchildren very much. That's why they can't forgive Oliver for neglecting them and disappearing on his own. Even if it was their own son, they would never forgive him. When we moved here, they are the ones who supported us. In the first place, speaking of Oliver, I don't think he's been in touch with them. They cut him off 3 years ago.
Oh no. So you're saying I can't live in this house?
Well, your father-in-law and his family live there, and they've disowned your husband. I wouldn't be able to live with them if I were you.
Why didn't you tell me when I contacted you last time? I'm ready to move out. I've already canceled my lease on the apartment.
That's your business and none of my business. I moved out before they told me to move out. And you're the one who stopped returning my calls when I tried to talk to you about it.
My plan? I thought I could live in that house I've always wanted.
Oh yeah, your father-in-law and I, we still keep in touch, and they play with the kids a lot.
What the hell? You're bragging.
No, I'm not. And people know that you were the one who Oliver cheated on me with. I told your father and mother-in-law. They were furious. They left a message.
I'm not leaving anything for Oliver.
I thought you should know that. Just as well, we couldn't reach Oliver for years.
You mean they won't leave him anything? Like a will or something?
That's rude. They're both still very healthy.
All of our parents are rich, aren't they? And they're not going to leave us anything? That's not fair.
And one more thing.
What is it? What more do you want from me?
Now that I know about the affair, I've decided to file a claim for alimony against you.
Alimony?
I'm going to charge you a higher amount than the market rate for cheating. After all, you've been around me this whole time, and not only did you hide it from me, Oliver cheated on me the whole time. He suddenly disappeared without saying a word. I was so worried, so I decided to charge him as much as I could. When I opened the case, all he did was hide the affair and run away.
Wait a minute, how long are we talking about?
You wouldn't happen to mention the statute of limitations, would you? The statute of limitations for filing a claim for alimony for cheating is 3 years from the date you learned of it.
You're lying. We're going to have a baby.
I already have 2 kids. Oliver is the father of my children. I'll make sure he gets his child support. I found out where he lives the other day when I was dropping you off.
Amelia, wait! I quit my job!
What does that matter?
If we're paying alimony and child support, no matter how much money Oliver makes, we would have a hard time making ends meet.
I'm just exercising my rights.
I understand. Let's just calm down and talk about it. I'll even try to talk to Oliver.
If only we could have done that 3 years ago, but you didn't do it. You're the one who's been running and hiding and sneaking around. You have to take responsibility for that.
I'm going to be honest with you. The truth is, Oliver's income is not very good. That's why I had this plan to begin with. We were going to live with Oliver's father and his family rent-free. That way we can make a living.
He's an SE, right?
He's been changing jobs so many times that his salary has been like a starting salary. So please, let's talk about it.
I don't mind if we discuss it, but I'm not going to withdraw my demands or reduce the amount.
Please.
You have to realize that's all I did. You know how distressed I was when my husband suddenly disappeared 3 years ago. You went out of your way to pretend to counsel me. Harper was the one who pushed me to get a divorce.
I'm sorry. I apologize for what I did 3 years ago.
I will hear your formal apology again in the presence of your lawyer.
Lawyer?
I'll call you again. Well, goodbye then.
Amelia!
Phone rings.
Amelia, please listen to me. Please. Please forgive me.
They both got down on their knees and asked Oliver's parents for help, but they were turned away at the door. They moved to a small apartment. Harper, who lost her income, had to pay alimony out of her savings. Oliver also had to pay half of his monthly salary as alimony and child support. They were cut off from Oliver's parents, who have money, and Harper's parents were at least a plane ride away. They were living in extreme poverty. As for me, I have a good job and I am happy with my children.